question.
Oh, gosh, I was hoping you might have some questions. Okay, why this show? It's a show that I've always really, really loved. I'm the director, by the way, just in case you're wondering why I'm answering this question.
He's not, he says he is.
It's a show the honest answer to that question is it's a show I've always loved, and it's one I've actually done before. I did it about 8 years ago, and I was having a chat to a friend about it, actually someone who was in it when I did it, and I was saying, actually, I was way too young to do it back then, because it's really about, it's really a show for people in their 30s, I think, people who've experienced that awkward dating and come out the other side of it, and moved on to being in relationships and knowing what a relationship is and knowing the pros and cons that come with relationships. So I actually thought how great to kind of re-explore it being a little bit older. And so that's kind of what led me to do it. And then the producers came on board and they were saying that they'd really like to do it with a kind of stellar cast, going with some really, really good people, because it's been seen quite a lot with... yeah, we can get them, so we asked these three. But it's been seen quite a lot with, because it is quite easy to do that. It doesn't rely on sets, it doesn't rely on big production numbers. It's often used as a musical that kind of colleges and people like that do, universities and graduates and stuff. So I wanted to do it properly, how it was intended to do, with really, really, really good comedy actors. And so that was kind of another reason that I was really passionate about doing it. Does that answer the question? Good. You're on your phone, clearly. Good. Any other questions, guys, about the show or the guys here?
Who's going to book a ticket? I'm going to ask the question. Who's going to book a ticket now? Yeah, lovely, great, smashing. Count those hands up, don't let them leave until they've booked.
Where is it on and when?
So it's on at the Arts Theatre, which is just round the corner in Leicester Square. They've opened up a new space which is called Above the Arts, and I guess they're kind of following that. Fringe theatre now and studios, smaller spaces, are very, very successful. It's having a real kind of flourish at the moment. And so the Arts have picked up on that, and they've opened a smaller sister venue, which they're calling Above the Arts, which is a smaller studio space above the main house. We open on Wednesday and we run till the 18th of July.
Yeah.
So it's quite a limited run, so get down.
It's fun. It's like, we've all played like big old theatres and stuff like that, and there's something like, and we all do funny stuff really, like the majority of the time. Sometimes we don't, but most of the time we do. Sometimes when we're supposed to be doing funny stuff, it's still not funny, which is awkward. But like, I think like playing comedy in like a big old theatre when someone's half a mile back and they're going, Jill, we pay £15 for ticket, can't see shit. Like it's and so when you do it in a little place like that, and we can play like little nuances and things that you can never get away with in a big theatre, and it's harder for us. I think it's harder for us and better for you. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? Because you're like proper up close and intimate with it all, and it's like it's not floppy around the edges. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's. What,
you can see if we're bored or anything.
I can see if you're exactly.
You can see if I'm bored, love. It's in a space that's sort of so small. It's like someone said. It's so tangible. It is literally like this sort of close, and it is. Whereas in a big space, it slightly gets diffused by the 9th, 10th, or 11th row. It's like a glass bauble, and it's sort of you see it immediately, and it could just go smash like that. It is because it's so sort of close. So you do see sort of every sweat bead, every sort of. But I like working like that. I've worked in a lot of small venues. There's something like tangible's the word I think. There's something so and this is.
More nerve-wracking.
What do you think?
Any questions? Any questions?
Anything else?
Any other questions, guys? Have any of you seen these three in things before?
Yeah.
Good. Enjoy them? Yeah. Any questions about that? No? I'm really glad we did this.
Someone at the back, there's someone at the back.
Julie and Sam, what it's like working together again after so many years?
Alright, don't say so many years, we're not that old. Alright, back off. We hated each other the first time, so this is really just the chance to give it another go. Do you know what I mean? Like, really solidify the hatred. We did a show called Avenue Q together, which that's me there behind the thing, the big monster. So we had like the best hair impression, embarrassing. We had like the best time doing that. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So it's nice to do something together without puppets,
holding a puppet.
where we can look at each other in the eyes instead of looking at each other's hands. Like that side.
We were supposed to look at each other's hands, but you get the other.
Yeah, but it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me and Sam have also worked together before we did Strum a lot together. So like it's nice. And then there's Gina. She's not here.
She's been fired.
She's been fired. She just wasn't. So she can be here today. But it's amazing. Like it's the best time we've had. I don't think I've ever done a rehearsal process where we've had this much fun.
Yeah.
And how's it been rehearsing in just 2 weeks?
Rehearsing in just 2 weeks.
Well, I thought it'd be quite stressful, but we just literally laughed from day one.
Yeah.
So there isn't a show. We haven't done anything.
Rehearsing comedy is the toughest thing in the world. Well, I mean, open heart surgery is up there, but comedy it is sort of, it's, tragedy. Everyone's got their own take. Comedy, there is either a laugh or there ain't. And when you've got something so sort of in this piece is so good, it's does everything need to have a laugh? Do you have to have tender moments? Then you have to have those moments, and it's
how far do you go?
and it's how far do you go? Do you go? It's so difficult comedy. And,
Were you guys aware of the show before we started speaking about it?
It's the longest. It's the second longest.
Second longest off-Broadway
thing. It's like
show.
it's like a little bit of an institution, but it's
Not
never
like
really.
the show's longest running.
Yeah, longest running. The show, 19 years. The show lasts 19 years.
Lord of the Rings.
So like it's a bit of an institution, but it's never really done here. Only, like, as Kirk said, it's only really ever done by kind of. It's a great showcase for performers and stuff, but no one ever really puts it on because I think it's one of those things where you just sort of think, oh, that's that thing, kind of thing. And so you see a lot of versions of it that are brilliant and great, but no one ever actually kind of gives it a proper go. And you realise, like listening to it, that it's not. There's so many musicals, and I'm going to preface this by saying I love based on or jukebox musical. I'm not classy. But there are so many things that are based on a film, or based on a book, or based on something. This is just based on love and relationships, and you don't have to have seen that, or like everyone's experienced it in some form, and it goes through everything from dating to sex to marriage to growing old together to everyone can relate to it, and there's some beautifully funny bits and there's some beautifully real bits.
Some gratuitous sex.
There is some sex in it.
There really is. They're not just saying that. There really is. And guys, do you want to set up a little bit? Just talk about.
Do you want to do a bit of that?
Do you want to set up and we'll actually do that scene?